I don't believe that in order to sleep or in order to get rid of insomnia, we have to have sleep confidence. In fact, I know that we don't have to have it. And if you think about any other great sleeper who never had struggles with insomnia, they also don't have that confidence. But they don't really feel bothered by it not having that confidence. In a way, people who sleep well and never had this experience with sleep, like sleep disruption in the way how insomniacs experience it, is because many of those people are just ignorant of the fact that sleep is not in their control. Only few people who also understand the nature of sleep might get unbothered by that. But I believe that in a given circumstance, under special conditions, everyone could actually discover this discomfort of knowing that there is no control over sleep, and they can also freak out. So I would say the reason why other people don't have problems with sleep and they don't have any sleep confidence is just because they are not aware that sleep is beyond their control. But that doesn't mean that we don't need to, or we cannot do anything about it. What I mean by there is no sleep confidence and we don't need one, I mean that sleep confidence in itself implies that we know for sure that we will be able to sleep in any circumstance. So if we happen to travel somewhere, we know and we are confident that we are going to sleep there. Or when we, eat heavy meal or something, we still know that we will sleep 100%. And that is not realistic from the point of view of how sleep works. We can never predict how the night will be. And in fact, if you take every single night, you will see that the nights are never the same. We cannot experience the same night twice. And therefore, for just the notion of knowing that you're going to sleep or having like a certain image of that this is how it's going to happen and this is how long it will happen or this is how deep my sleep will be is already can be easily shaken. And therefore, whenever a person starts sleeping better, they feel like they have this confidence, they feel this hope, they feel that like, okay, they can sleep and they feel better. So they feel like this is it. They need to chase that feeling. They need to recreate that feeling of celebration, of knowing that they can sleep in order for them to sleep. But that creates another rabbit hole for them, because then they will try to maintain that state, and soon they will find themselves struggling again, because sleep confidence is very easy to shake. It takes just one innocent night to completely destroy, let's say, months of working on your sleep confidence. And I'm saying it from my personal experience. I also, at some point of my recovery journey, and having learned everything about how sleep works, that how hyperarousal works, I still felt that was about my sleep confidence. At some point, I would start sleeping better, and therefore, knowing that I'm sleeping better also created this feeling of safety. So it kind of created further better nights. And I was living on that sleep confidence for a very long time. I stayed in that place of knowing that I can sleep in any conditions for 4 months. And there was just one night when for some reason, I just couldn't sleep. And immediately my brain, having believed the illusion of sleep confidence, started questioning, do I actually have that sleep confidence? Because obviously, if I cannot sleep right now, that means that I cannot sleep in any conditions. Therefore, this confidence is based on false beliefs. And that made me so scared, because then I felt like, okay, but then I don't have anything. It's like the ground stopped existing under my feet. So that was a scary moment, and then I spiraled down to another speed bump, and actually a series of speed bumps. And therefore I started doubting that sleep confidence is something that is the way out of insomnia, and it is not. And now, as I'm behind that experience, I don't have any more insomnia. I still don't have sleep confidence. I really don't know how this night will be, and there is no way I can predict. And I know that for a fact, because no matter how hard I tried to predict it, how hard I tried to ensure a certain outcome, it would never be exactly as I wanted. But that doesn't mean that sleep will not happen. It will happen. But it will happen not because you have confidence or you did something right. No, it happens on its own terms. Sleep plays by its own rules, and we don't know those rules. We can never possibly know what those rules are. Sleep confidence is something that actually stands in the way of letting go of the struggle completely and leaving insomnia behind. Because as long as we have this desire to attain this sleep confidence, we'll be in this game, chasing that and putting a lot of pressure on ourselves. But sleep will happen regardless of whether you have confidence or not. And you might also have witnessed this when you were sure that you're not going to sleep because there was all this hyper arousal, there were all these thoughts, and yet the night somehow surprised you. Or maybe the opposite, when you were super calm, you didn't worry about sleep, you didn't think about sleep, and the night was not as you would expect it to be. So if there is no connection, then what is worth of that sleep confidence? But I know now that some of you who has been really building their path based on that sleep confidence will feel scared and uncertain, and they would go like, okay, but then what should I believe in? And I know that the transition to completely letting go of illusion that there is something that has to be done or something that could be thought or some special mindset, when that illusion seems too scary, it's too big of a leap, I can think of an intermediary step, which could be much better than still chasing that illusionary sleep confidence. And if we want to have confidence, just think about what if the confidence would be not in knowing that you can sleep under any circumstance, because that's impossible to, it's unrealistic. We can never predict how it will be. No one. I cannot predict how my sleep will be and how deep it will be, or how many times I will wake up, or if I will not wake up, or if I will feel refreshed the next day. I have no idea. And just like any other person, any good sleeper does not know that. What if instead this kind of confidence, we would begin to cultivate the confidence in knowing that we are going to be okay in spite of how the night will look like, in spite of what will be our emotions, what would be our thoughts, knowing that we are allowed to experience everything, and every night, no matter how it looks, how our sleep looks, it's still okay, it's still acceptable. And knowing that you can get through this, because the truth is you can get through any sort of night, any sort of speed bump, no matter how deep it is. Having that confidence actually takes you closer to being absolutely immune to any attempts from the brain to problem solve sleep or create any more obstacles on the way to sleep, because you will no longer be fooled by that. You know that the night can be all sorts of ways, and there's not much you can do regarding the sleep itself. Actually, there's nothing you can do related to the nature of sleep. But you know that in spite of whatever will happen, you're still going to be okay. It's something that can release so much energy. You know that now you don't have to chase a certain or follow certain rules or have any strategy. You can just do whatever you feel is right. And nothing from what you would do will be wrong, because nothing is supposed to work on sleep. I don't know if that message makes sense and if it was too confusing, but I would really appreciate if you share some thoughts, maybe realizations that you had on your personal journey about sleep confidence and seeing through the illusion of sleep confidence. Let me know in the comments, and of course I will be really happy if you will give a like to this video, because it really helps the algorithm or whatever it is, just to make my messages more visible to a broader audience. That I would really appreciate. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day. Bye.